Hello and welcome to the Build with Baer workshop. My name is Pat Baer. I'm here to build a model kit and hang out with all of you. I'm throwing the Bear Cave, the Lego, the site, and the Tier 2 blue emote in the chat. If you are currently a subscriber, you can reply with those emotes. If you're not yet a subscriber, you can say hi or use other people's emotes. Or if you wanted to, you just be a lurker and chill and not say shit. Just hang out. We got John here. Hello, John. We got Aristophan here. Hello, Aristophan. Throwing in those Tier 2 emotes. We've got Mr. Bob here. Hello, Mr. Bob. Welcome to everybody that has made some time for me and my shenanigans. Appreciate you being here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight we're working on the Gundam Heavyarms Igel unit. This is from the manga. It is a variant of the mobile suit you saw on the show of the Heavyarms with some extra gear. So it's the 2011 version of the Master Grade for the Heavyarms with 2019 pieces. Marty's here. Welcome, Marty. And so it is a modification. We've already done the shoulder modification. Now we are working on the legs, and then we'll be adding the new side rockets and then the stabilizers, the tank tread stabilizers. And then we'll complete the kit. And then we won't finish it tonight, I don't think. But when we do finish the kit, we will then take off all of these cool extra parts that got added to it. Hey, Lord Crashington, welcome, welcome. We're going to take all these cool new parts we have here, and we're going to put them on the other version. We're going to take them, and we're going to put them on the Heavyarms custom from Illinois Waltz, which I have here. AKA my white whale kit. Was over there. This was the kit that I always wanted to build in the Master Grade version, and finally did last year, as you can see here. And we will be taking the cool extra parts and fitting them on there, like the shoulder pieces and the new legs and all that, to make the ultimate Heavyarms with the most weapons possible, which we'll do in the future. We won't do tonight. It's not happening tonight. I just have that out. We'll put that on the floor. Aristophan says, Pat, I've never seen a Dragon Ball Z show or book. I have started to learn about it as God intended by playing the Dragon Ball Z Kakarot video game. Did you know Goku used to have a tail? This show is wild. So, I cannot tell you for certain if you are making a terrible mistake or not. I am fairly certain the Kakarot video game is not in line with what happens in the Dragon Ball series. Now, having said that, Goku did have a tail. Yes, I am very well aware of that. It is a very important element of Dragon Ball. Lashbrook is here. Hello, Lashbrook. It is very important to know that Goku had a tail. And, you know, I mean, look, Goku is the Monkey King. That's why he's a flying Nimbus. That's why he has the extending pole. Son Goku is the Monkey King. So that's why he's a monkey man. And then there's a pig. Puar is the pig. And that's really it. I guess you could put Yamcha in there, maybe, as like the pretty boy goof, I guess. Really the idea that, like, that's as far as we get with the Chinese stuff of the Monkey King as an adaptation for Dragon Ball, is just that Goku's a monkey man, and there's a pig man. It's close, but that's about it. Aristophan says, it may be a mistake, but I've been enjoying it. Wait, Monkey King. Oh, things are starting to come together. Also, I think Piccolo destroyed the moon. Yes. So here's the deal. We're going to get into model kit building. Don't worry. Kakarot's pretty much in line with the story, but has side stuff since it's the game. Okay, thank you, Lord Cratchton. These are things I did not know. So, Goku, like all Saiyans, is born with a tail. And when he stares at a moon, real or artificial, he will transform into a giant ape and run around destroying things. Now, Goku doesn't have any sense when he does that. Sometimes Saiyans do have some sense to keep their minds when they do it. So, in order to stop Goku from doing that, going on a rampage, the obvious solution is to destroy the moon. Now, you could remove his tail, which they also do, but destroying the mood is the plan they go for. Because then when other Saiyans show up, they're like, oh great, the moon's not there. We're good. It's a whole thing. Goku doesn't know he's an alien for much of Dragon Ball. He's very surprised to find out he's an alien. He rolls with it because he's Goku. But yeah. Yes, he gets it lasered off. He does grow it back. Now, when he gets turned into a kid again, he doesn't get the tail again, which is good. It's a lot. Dragon Ball is a lot. The thing you need to understand about Dragon Ball is Dragon Ball is a goofy comedy series that is occasionally naughty about a little kid and a very smart but very dumb young lady, and the various encounters and the friends they make along the way. And then at a certain point, they get into martial arts tournaments, and then it becomes about the martial arts tournaments, and then aliens show up, and then it's like the anime. We're calling it Dragon Ball Z. We're making it feel different. That it's just Dragon Ball. It's just Dragon Ball the whole time. It's just it completely changed. It's just nonsense, complete and utter nonsense. But it went from one thing, and then you get to the Great Saiyaman arc, which I argue is a throwback to the traditional Dragon Ball series about being about a lovable goof getting into hijinks, which is Gohan in high school. The Great Saiyaman saga is incredible and should have been where they went with it. But everyone was like, well, where's Goku? And it's like, Goku's old. And he doesn't have hijinks with a guy named Pencil. So what the fuck are we even doing here? Sharpener. Pencil Sharpener. Is that fucking... And then eventually Krillin does become a cop. And that's unfortunately canon in both Dragon Ball GT and Dragon Ball Super. They were like, no. We like the part where Krillin's a cop. So when we come back and make Dragon Ball Super, Krillin will also be a cop. Ugh. Dragon Ball is the original series for getting its own canon show. Yes. Very much. He does get his hair back. You're not wrong. All right, let's go. I'm going to retweet my tweet and we're going to get building. I can't be this mad about Dragon Ball anymore. I just can't do it again. But when I think about the Great Saiyaman and I think about wasted, but also figurized kits. We got Ultimate Gohan, which I did not think we were going to get. We got Young Gohan, like Cell Saga Gohan, which I was expecting us to get. We got the variant, so he's wearing Piccolo's gear because he thinks Piccolo is his teacher. Great. We never got a Great Saiyaman action figure model kit. We got a Great Saiyaman figure. We didn't get the model kit. Come on. It's the Great Saiyaman. It's such a good move. Like, Gohan trying to figure out how to be good, like how to play baseball without breaking everything. Like Gohan just not understanding his own strength because everyone around him has always his mom is with no training. Chi-Chi is a top tier human in strength just because she is the daughter of the Ox King. We don't know about Chi-Chi's mom. But her mom was already strong. And he's incredibly strong. And all his dad's friends are strong. His dad's best friend is the strongest pure human on Earth. So Gohan never understood like that. And then he has to go to a normal town and hang out and just chill and not destroy everything. And yes, apparently the folks reading the manga at the time hated Gohan. They hated this version of Gohan. because he wasn't a badass. He was like goofy as heck, and they didn't like that, and they wanted him to be like either a badass or just bring back Goku, and they didn't do that, and everyone hated the Great Saiyaman arc, which is a shame because it's very funny and fun, and then it's like seemingly in punishment for not liking it, it was like, fine, I'm going to introduce a weird devil man and a tiny little evil Yoda. And there's going to be a martial arts tournament. And a couple of the characters are going to be really inappropriate and not cool, because we haven't done that in a while. And then there's going to be some fighting. And a character you all seem to like is going to get beat the shit out of her. The shit beaten out of her, I should say. Oh, and also, we're going to make Vegeta a heel again. We're going to make him a bad guy. I used wrestling parlance. I apologize for throwing in some wrestling talk there. We're going to make Vegeta a bad guy again, but not for that long. Like, not long enough for it to, like, feel like it matters or means anything. We're just going to make him a bad guy. Oh, but he's not really a bad guy. He just did incredibly terrible things to get stronger. You know, Vegeta. Awful. Oh, and then we're going to tease making Gohan incredibly important again. But not really, though. Not really. The Buu Saga did give us Mr. Satan with a puppy, and that's good. That's fun and good. I'm not saying that's not fun and good. I'm just saying the Great Saiyaman arc ruled, and it got taken away from us. It could have gone on way longer, and it would have been way cooler. Could have been. Coulda, shoulda, didn't. Shame. He sells his soul because Goku's always better than him. Yes, Lord Crashington. But he doesn't do it for that long, so it's kind of pointless. And also, Goku is still better than him. He sells his soul, and it doesn't even become stronger than Goku. He, like, gets stronger than he was. But it's not like he's, like, taking Goku down all of a sudden. He's just better than he used to be. Meh, meh, is what I say. All right, what else do we need here? I was working on this leg. We're doing one leg at a time. I did the inside of both because they're identical. Now we're working on this one at a time. I need F30. Anyway, I didn't come here to stream, work on a model kit that I really like, and talk about Dragon Ball. I have other things I can talk about tonight in the first hour. Let's just get into this. Let's just talk about GDC. So I did not watch GDC, or sorry, I keep saying that. GDQ, Games Done Quick. I did not watch Games Done Quick live. So I cannot give you the anything that happened on stream. I can only talk about the VODs that have already been put up on YouTube, because that is how I'm enjoying this speed running event, this charity event. It's important to mention that it's a charity event, I feel like, that raised a bunch of money. Anyway, here are some things you could find on the Games Done Quick YouTube channel, if you were so inclined, if you were, like, interested in checking out the YouTube and finding something cool as hell to watch. The first one is a goofy game. It is run in 6 minutes and 34 seconds, so a short speed run, but certainly. And that game is indeed called PS5 Simulator. That's right. This is a PC game from the year 2020, when it was difficult to get a PS5. So someone made a simulator about receiving a PS5. It's very goofy as a game. It's fun and short. Also, some of the objects you need, the speedrunner has props, like, oh, you need a fork in this thing? Hey, cool, he's got a fork, which is very fun. English is not his native language, the speedrunner, for that, but he still did a great job with what, with what he was able to do. And I think it is a fun, silly game that I otherwise probably would not have heard of, and I love when people run weird games as a speedrunner. when speedrunners make the choice to be like, I'm just going to get weird with it. I really like that. I think that is charming and fun. Lastberg says, I actually saw PS5s in the wild when I picked up One Piece Odyssey. They had stacks of 18 of them. That was a fun, weird run since we're crashing it. Yes, totally. Lastberg, yeah, you can get PS5s now. Depending on where you are in the world. It is easier in 2023. In 2020, forget it. That wasn't happening. So, makes sense why there was a good. Sonic Block was fun. I didn't watch a lot of it, but I watched some of it. Outer Wilds. This is the Strangers DLC. Or the Stranger DLC, I should say. So this is Outer Wilds in 26 minutes and 1 second. They did not do the radio tower stuff. They did a lot of ship positioning tricks and skips. Probably don't watch it if you're thinking you're going to beat the game. Don't watch that because there are. Oh, we're going to the new page here. There are a lot of spoilers in that. So I would say if you have not. If you are thinking of completing Outer Wilds, including the DLC, don't watch that speedrun. But if you're just like, I already beat it, or I'm never going to play that game, I think it's a great speedrun. You saw a PS5 in Target as a wrist fan. Mr. Bob says the official Sony store seems a very good way of getting PS5. Yes. Lord Crash says, I skipped a bunch because I want to play them. Yes. If there are games that, you're not seeing the best version of a game when it's speedrun, right? You're seeing a very particular reason or a version, especially games that are broken in many ways. So it's not like the end-all, be-all way to see something. But at the same time, if you are interested in checking something out and playing a game, the speedrun can definitely mess it up. So maybe you don't want to watch that. I love speedruns of games I'm familiar with. Yes, Mr. Bob, those are fun. I like speedruns of games I'll never play because they seem broken or bad, and games and runs of games that I'm familiar with because it's just like, oh, that's cool. What? You can do that? That's cool. Handshakes in 5 minutes and 40 seconds. This was a very fun run. Okay, so gotta do that and that one, and then this goes like that. Yeah, this is a very fun run. This is a couple, 2 people in a room together playing this game. This was originally a fan game. It was originally a game jam game. I should say. I should specify. This was originally a game jam game. That they eventually they finished it and then added a speed run mode in later, which I think is very fun. The couch, the people doing commentary, was really fun because the people doing the commentary were the developers of the game, and that's always neat. So we had that. Handshakes feels like a game I might play someday because it was fun. It was like it's a co-op game, so you need 2 people playing, and you are manipulating giant long arms with your hands, trying to touch each other, and then also sometimes there are other things you have to do within a level. It is a puzzle game, and it was very fun to watch. And like some actions can only be done by certain people, so that was interesting. Not a great way for first introduction to a game, except some of those weirder ones like Tetris Grandmaster. Yeah. I mean, like yes, 100%, and of course, if you have never played a game, sometimes watching someone break it apart and not really play the game and not talk about what they're doing and just talk about the skips and not talk about like where in the story it is can be a bad introduction to a game. But I would argue that like, yeah, then yes, don't, if you're interested in playing a game, don't watch a speed run of it first. All right, we are now going to get into the new larger side of here. I'll show you. This is nice because I have this. This is what it normally looks like right here. This is the normal one, and we are going to build a bigger one that has an extra rockets on the side. So we're building more. I hope more devs get involved in the speedrunning communities, their own games, but that is going to need a lot of speedrunners to not totally trash a game since devs... Well, in general, I would love it if speedrunners didn't talk about how a game is bad, that they speed. In general, I would say for their own self-worth as humans and their own enjoyment, to trash a game that you are speedrunning makes me think that you are foolish. You're a fool. Like, why would you speedrun a game that you don't think is interesting or good or whatever? I don't know. That's always felt weird. I don't think more devs should get involved in speedrunning communities, because I think devs should stop talking to people, because it only leads to more hurt. I am in the opposite position of you, Mr. Bob. I think we don't deserve. I am not going to hydrate dirty because I do not feel thirsty. Thank you very much, though. I appreciate you using your channel points. I am going to refuse those, though, because I am not thirsty and I do not want to drink water. Because the only game that they're good at. Yeah, I mean, there are people who speedrun multiple games and play a lot of games. My thing is, though, that gamers don't deserve... don't deserve it. Like, we collectively do not deserve the time of people who are putting a lot of their time and effort into the games. We have proven that over and over again, that when you open up your thoughts and opinions to a community, that community responds by being awful. So, nah, I'm good. I think I'm good on that. Being excited about there being a speedrun, sure, but participating in the speedruns, I don't think so. I don't think we've earned that. Let's see. Other speed runs. Bad Guys at School in 23 minutes and 40 seconds is a PC game from 2020. It is a fun watch because this is one of those, like, oh, everything is going wrong on this run. Like, the RNG kept messing with them. Like, it was one of those things where it's like, I don't know this because I don't play this game, but they know that this is going poorly. And that was fun. It was fun to watch them have, like, just kind of laugh at the run that they were having. That was interesting. I don't know if that game like felt weird. It felt like one of those games where you're like, why would anyone find this game to speedrun? Like, who was like, oh, this is the game that I'm gonna get the best score in. It just felt like a weird game. Like, it felt like a game that I was like, how did anyone ever know about this game? You know what I mean? But also, cool. I'm glad that there's at least a couple people speedrunning that game, because it did feel weird as hell. All right, so we need D3. Got that. So this is basically the same up until the point where it has parts here that are going to be extra. So some of this we'll be doing that is identical to previous builds that I've done of this kit. And then some new parts. We get some new parts in already. And then this will fit in. This is the old part here, so it's going to fit in like this, but also is removable, and I can put it on the other high grade that the other real grade that I have of the Heavyarms, which is fun. All right. What was the other one that I wanted to chat about? The last speed run that I want to talk about is Kirby Star Allies in 35 minutes and 22 seconds. This is a fun one. Let's see, get XB2. I need XB2. Or 32. This is a fun one. So this was the Mage Sisters. I've played Kirby Star Allies before, but never as the Mage Sisters. Basically, it is a set of 3, and you can switch between them, and they have different elemental abilities, and you swap between them to really break that game. Like I said, 35 minutes. Like, really break through that game in a fun way. It's a lot of skill, and a lot of, like, you're only using like 2 out of the 3 sisters. But I bet there are people out there who are just like, nah, this is how I run it, like this. I try to use the Three Sisters because otherwise it feels bad or whatever. All right, now I need D13. And that was just a fun one. Yeah, you know what I mean? That was just a fun run. Some of y'all put some runs you liked. Not everything, I believe, is up on YouTube yet. Or especially for, like, sound, like, rights issues, like clearance issues and stuff for audio. But a lot of it is up there. So if you have a run that you particularly enjoyed, you can also leave that in there. The cryostasis run was fun since they used glitches to cut through the game much quicker. Okay, yeah, that's fun. I do like those. That is good to know. That might be something I check out because I have been known to go and I usually just have them on. Usually what happens is throughout like this week, and I did it last week too, I will just pick a couple kind of at random and have them on while I'm doing other things. Today I was prepping for my stream tomorrow. I hope some of you will join me because I had to finish up a couple things there for WWE 2K22 matches, CPU versus CPU matches. That's my stream tomorrow. I thought I knew what I was doing with that game, and turns out I fucking didn't before. So now I can book better matches. So I will be booking better matches in WWE 2K22. A wide variety of matches. I have like a 4-way fight. I have a triple threat. Like I was able to. This is on backwards. I did this wrong. I was able to figure out as I went like different unique matches. You can be a better. Yes, well, I'm not the GM. I'm just making quick matches. So one thing that was funny was a thing I didn't realize is, okay, if you make a match for a title, the winner will become the new champion of that belt for your next quick match. But every belt in there, NXT, NXT UK, SmackDown, Raw, all the titles, the ones that float, all the titles are assigned to somebody. So I booked someone in a match, and they came out, and I didn't realize they were the NXT Women's Tag Champion. So I was like, well, I guess the Women's Tag Championship exists because one of them is here with a belt, and so I guess it can't, because right now, I just had, as a time of recording, I had only had 2 champions. I had the NXT Women's and the NXT Men's champions. Oh, also, here's a fun thing that I'll mention for tomorrow to kind of plug that. A thing you can do is mixed tag match. Now, you can't have men fight women and women fight men. Once the tag happens, automatically you got to switch it out. But it's still cool that you can do that in quick play. So I did that. I want to look this up real quick. I have 8 matches. I introduced a new title to that. So as I said, there is a tag champ out there. The women's tag titles will be defended on a future show. But I introduced a new title, and then I have the 2 title events, and also I had 2 different Money in the Bank winners. And so they cashed in early, so they're the people competing in the main event, because I thought that would be funny. And then I have also a bunch of AEW wrestlers. I just ended up putting a bunch of AEW wrestlers in there because I thought that would be funny, and it is. Now, these are AEW wrestlers, that are custom, that were programmed by people. And a few of them look fucking perfect. They look fantastic, so... I'm very excited that people continue to do, continue to make very fun choices in that game as vis-a-vis who's going to be in it. I'm grateful that people are still making fun custom characters for that game. Because I look at like the new ones, and there are always new ones. So yeah, that's in there. All right, and I need D1. And then I need D4. So yeah, so that's going to be tomorrow's stream, and I think that'll be fun. So I hope you will come check that out, because, yeah, like I said, I think it's going to be a good time. And then, let's see. I don't have anything new to report on wrestling. I'm the night of the Royal Rumble. I have made the decision that I am going to have my stream earlier that night so that I can watch the Royal Rumble as it happens, because I very much enjoy watching the Royal Rumble, even if I am not thrilled with the current state of WWE vis-a-vis the current chairman of the board. I still very much enjoy the Rumble, so I want to watch the Rumble. And so that night, which is the Saturday the 28th, I will be doing an earlier stream than normal. And my apologies for that. But again, that's something that I wanted to watch, so I'm going to. All right, these have all been connected here. Now we're going to add on the new pack. We got this on. Let's panel line this while we're here. We'll just panel line it we did, and then we can add more to it. I think that's all the notices from my streams. Saturday stream will be from the Carolina room here in this house. Yes, that's right. I did a different location on Saturday. I'm back here for today, tomorrow, and Thursday stream. And then on Saturday, I will be streaming in another room because my folks are going on vacation. And I have the house to myself for several weeks. And it's nice to not stream in this room. I got everything set back up here yesterday. The carpet cleaning was, you might want to know, because I talked about it on Saturday. The carpet cleaning was a huge success. Shit's nice and clean now. The carpets in my room and the parents' bedroom, very clean, looking good. Very happy with how it turned out. Did an all right job with it, I think. And then, now we just have to keep them clean. But yeah, I'm excited about not having this computer and having all my work get done in the room that I also sleep in. That is going to be nice to have the access to an office or a larger room, and then just a place that I have my laptop set up. I'm gonna set up a tray table, a nice tray table in here, and just put my laptop on here, and that's just gonna be my dicking around on the PC, at the end of the day or the beginning of the day, or just I just want to go hang out in my room. I'm just going to bring that in there. So I'm just going to have the laptop going in there, which I think will work out pretty good. All right. So we put that on now. Now we get to build some new shit. This is the new shit. It's different from the old shit. We'll get that going here. Let's see. I think I had new. Yeah, I think I have some. Let's see. I need. That's D. All right. So all of these are new. So this is WC I need, and WB. The WB. Here we go. What else did I want to talk about? Okay, so Beyond Good. This is a Kotaku headline from something that was posted today. Beyond Good and Evil 2 still in development, claims Ubisoft. That's right. A post that came out this morning. This morning, 2023. January 16, 2023. Beyond Good and Evil 2 still in development, claims Ubisoft. 15 years since the announcement, the game is apparently still on the way. And I said, the forever article. Ubisoft is not in a great place right now. Yes, Lord Crashton, that's besides the point. Even if there is no way this game is in development and no way this game comes out, it does not matter if they are doing incredibly well or not. This has got to be a fucking tax write-off. There's no way in hell that they've been working on this game without the original creator, who has not been in Ubisoft for years and years. I just cannot believe that this is going to ever be a thing. Let's look at the article. Because they got rid of 7 games were canned in the last 6 months. And then Skull and Bones got delayed again. And then also some game, but they told Eurogamer, Beyond Good and Evil 2's development is underway and the team is hard at work to deliver on its ambitious promise. So they said, we're working on it. They're like, yeah, no, look, we promised it's going to be great, and it is. Please believe me. We are working on this phantom video game that may or may not exist. Despite all evidence to the contrary, that's a video game. All right, well, this is how this goes. Okay. I have never built these components before. This is new to me. So I am excited to figure out how this works. This is all new. This is all new shit. Of course, we're going to do this all over again when we do the other part. But whatever. Right now, this is all new shit. So I'm excited about getting this together. And then I need WC2, which is this side. Hell yeah. Yeah, maybe somebody is just, there's one person working on it like every week. I believe that. It's got reannounced several times. The video that came out that was like, hey, this is what we're working on, didn't look like Beyond Good and Evil at all. So it was like, why is it even called this? What are we fucking doing here? What are we even doing here? Nobody really knows. Lord Crashton wants me at the dance button. Here you go. Let's dance while we talk about Beyond Good and Evil 2. We'll vibe a little bit. And you may remember that Michel Ancel, who is the original creator of Rayman, not Raymond. And then he left in 2020. And then a lot of people were like, actually, the reason why this game didn't do well is because of him. So now things are going to be great because after 10 years of him working on it, he's not there anymore. So now it'll be great. Which, again, just seems nonsensical and silly to say. All right, we got to get these on here. So we got these are new. This is new shit. New shit. Right there. I have not built this before. This is a new part. This is one of the new parts. So let's get this kind of panel lined a little bit here. We'll just do a little bit of this. And then apparently somebody from Blizzard, Sarah Orlano, joined the project last year. And people were like, wait, is that a thing? And they were like, yes. And now they're like, it's happening. Don't fucking worry about it. And apparently Kotaku was like, hey, is this reporting correct? Like, did you tell Eurogamer you're working on this video game? And they were like, yes, we did tell Eurogamer that. They're like, oh, okay. I appreciate that due diligence of being like, do you want to retract that statement to us, a different publication? And they were like, no. We're just going to fucking go with the idea that we're making more of this video game. We'll see. Who knows? It is very funny to be like, no. Yeah, we're doing it. Are you sure? Also, there's a crypto house for sale, and nobody wants to buy it, and that's just a feel-good story we can all get behind. Like, we can all get behind that. Just the idea that, like, hey, the bullshit house is not. No one wants to buy the bullshit house. Like, that's just fun. All right, we can open all these up. Look, oh, that fell off. Never mind. Hold on. NFT wallpapers at Doge Room. Multi-million-dollar house. It is a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom family home. Let's see. It is the crypto house. And it's awful. And you should look up photos of the crypto house because holy shit. Right now it is under $1 million asking price because the 1.2 million did not have any buyers from last year. Also, apparently, it's on Airbnb, and no one has ever stayed there. So I don't know. I have not followed through on this to see how much it is. Okay. Oh, okay. Well, for some reason, I have it in Australian dollars. So let me change that here. I don't know why. This must have been a Kotaku Australia article that just ended up getting printed on Kotaku. So let me make this an Airbnb listing and see if it shows up. Okay, so that is showing up. You can rent the entire 6-guest 4 bedrooms for $400 a night. That legitimately is a good deal for 4 bedrooms, 5 beds. For $400 a night, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. I'm going to look here. Yeah, what if I want to go in February? What do we got here? Yeah. Yeah, if I want to do one night in February, or 2 nights in February, yeah, that's not bad. Oh, no, sorry. In February, it goes back up to being $449. Right now, it's discounted if you would do it in January because they want to try to get guests. So that some people have stayed there, apparently. The neighbors suck. Okay. This does feel like a lot of these are... the pool needs to get cleaned. Okay. A lot of these feel like fake reviews. It's an awful looking house. And then apparently the owners bought it for $500,000, which is probably the right price. Okay, so we finished this leg. This leg is done. We can just add, we can close these up here, and we can add in a foot. Let's add in a foot. We have not done the part that makes it really unique, which we'll do at the same time, which is the tank treads that go on the back, which is why there's nothing on the sides here. But we can do that in a minute. We can get these tank treads on. What do we need to do next? Okay, yeah. So now we'll go and we'll start working on the other leg because we built the whole leg. We can even put it in. There. Now our heavy arms has one leg. Oops, that came out. Is this right? Was that supposed to be like this instead? Let's see. Nope, that's definitely supposed to go in like that. This popped right out, so there we go. That sounds right. Okay, that looks right. Great. Arm and legs have been attached. We can move on. Apparently it's been used as a content space. I don't know. I didn't have a lot. Look, I'll be honest with you, friends. I did not come into today with a lot to talk about because I have not done much. It's still early in the year. I worked on a couple projects here and there, trying to get some stuff started for the new year. But I have not had like a lot on my plate right now. Like I just haven't. I would love to have more on my plate. I just don't currently. So while I didn't have a lot going on, I was like, let me look at Kotaku for like ideas of things to talk about. You know, like I don't know. Yesterday I watched. I tweeted about this. I'll tell you about it. Whatever. I watched some old Pro Wrestling Noah stuff, and by old I mean stuff from the year 2022 and like 2021. because I just haven't watched a lot of their content. But I have Wrestle Universe right now, and since I have the Wrestle Universe service, mostly for Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling, but also while I'm watching Tokyo Joshi Pro, I figured like, okay, well, I'll go and check out some Noah stuff. I think I'm going to keep it. It's fun to have. The Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling stuff is great, and the other stuff is fun. And there'll be a DDT show coming up. They'll have English commentary, and that'll be nice because I'm not super familiar with DDT, so I can get more about that. Here's the thing I've discovered about Noah, Pro Wrestling Noah. Everyone that wrestles for them are either people in their 30s who look like they're 17 or 18 at best, or people in their 30s who look like they're 65. Or people who are actually in their 50s. There's like the third category of, oh, actually this person is old. Weird. There's just an old man that continues to wrestle on Noah, including, as we talked about at the beginning of the year, there was an old man wrestler who is also like in local government, and then apparently some of his constituents were unhappy with him being in a professional wrestling match. But yeah, there are some good wrestlers in Noah, but I don't know. It was very fun. Saturday night after the stream, I watched the Princess Cup tournament, which is a tag team tournament for Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. They're doing like hour and a half long shows where they have some tag matches and other stuff. No commentators on the feed, but it is live streams, which is fun. And the next one is unfortunately like this one I watched was like started at midnight or whatever. The next one starts at 4:30 a.m. local time. So I will not be watching that live, but I'll watch it like on Thursday on the replay. And I'm excited to watch that because I can appreciate the wrestling. I think Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling is what I'm looking for in my pro wrestling these days. It is a bunch of comedy wrestlers and then some other people who are not comedy wrestlers. They are just like very good, talented wrestlers. And then also comedy wrestlers who are also incredibly talented and fucking awesome at and like being a wrestler. They just do a comedy gimmick, but they are very skilled. That is kind of all I want out of wrestling, is like really good shit. Like, what's your gimmick? You're the cutest girl in the world and everyone thinks you're cute, including monsters like Aja Kong? Great. You have a pillow for some reason? Cool. And then if you're holding the pillow when someone gets slammed into you, it doesn't hurt you because you're holding a pillow. That doesn't make any sense. That's great. Enjoy. Oh, you're like a Sentai character. You're a Kamen Rider style character. And you like say good morning to everyone and you always want to be on the microphone before a match. But also you are incredibly talented and great at wrestling. Cool. Oh. You studied in Mexico and you were given a mask that makes you look like a penguin. You have a penguin style mask and you wear a little tie when you're wrestling. But you're also an incredibly strong and capable luchador. Sure, that sounds great. You're a fallen idol with a very hard head, and you swear in English for some reason. Excellent. Sounds great. You're a weirdo that talks really loudly and is just... no one quite understands what's going on with you. That's your whole fucking thing? Excellent. Sounds good. What I'm saying is Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling is beautiful and amazing. Oh, also, like, you're a cute girl that everyone likes, and also you are unbelievably strong, and you do the giant swing, and it's very fucking impressive. But sometimes you're wrestling other strong ladies, and you really want to do the giant swing, and that's your downfall, because you should have focused on winning the match and not performing the giant swing. Like, excellent, great. You're a magical girl, and you are cute and fun and silly, but you will kick people's fucking heads off. And also, it looks like you're gonna wrestle against Athena for the Ring of Honor title. Great. Yuka is the Tokyo Joshi Pro champion currently, and she is setting up a program with the one and only Athena for the Ring of Honor title, and that's cool. That's very cool. We like that. That's very fun and cool. But also, she is great. Also, for the Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling Cup or title, the number one contender is like a friend of hers, and they have this like exchange back and forth at the end of the last pay-per-view, the first pay-per-view of the year. The back and forth was like, "I'm so proud of you for being number one contender. I think you're just great, and I'm so happy that we're going to wrestle, and I'm going to have to destroy you because I cannot lose this title." Versus the challenger being like, someone needs to beat you, and it has to be me, and it's going to be me because someone has to do it, and it can't be anyone else but me. Like, it's just one of those things where like, this is beautiful and cool and weird and great. It's just like, oh, this fucking rules. These like very nice ladies are basically talking about how like, I have to destroy you because you can't be champion anymore. Someone has to take this away from you, and it's gonna be me. It just rules. I put this on backwards. Anyway, that's my update on Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. Wrestle Universe, which gets you Tokyo Joshi Pro Wrestling. It gets you Pro Wrestling Noah, DDT, and like one other, Gambare, like at least one other. Right now is like, I think like $6 American. It's very cheap because of the yen. If you want to watch some cool wrestling, I would say cool modern wrestling, you'll pick it up. There's plenty of stuff for folks that would love to have English commentary. Not everything, but the major events all have live English commentary. They often have Chris Brooks, who is a fantastic wrestler over in Japan, doing it, along with Aki, who also does Choco Pro, and he's very fun because he's not. I would not say that he is a great announcer, ring announcer, or commentator. He's not a great commentator, but he is a very good wrestler who really likes wrestling. So that is a fun energy. He brings a lot of like, I don't know why that happened, but that was cool energy to it. Whereas Chris Brooks is like somewhat aware of the product and what's supposed to be happening and what the backstories are, which is nice to have as well. But also the two of them really fucking have a good time watching the show, and that enthusiasm is infectious. It is really fun. I would say that one of the limiting things for Chris is that he is not as fluent in Japanese as some other people are. So that does become a little difficult because he like knows what's happening, but he doesn't always know like what people are saying to one another in the ring. All right, we're back to this page here. Get into this. We're working on the other leg. Our last polycap, friends. This is, oh no, sorry. There's two more for the side skirts, I believe. But this is, or the backpack maybe, but this is one of the last ones that we'll do here. So we'll just get that, and we need the other XP. Let's see. I talked about tomorrow's stream. I announced my schedule for the rest of the month. And John asked me about if I had talked about what I'm doing, not tomorrow, but a week from tomorrow, so 8 days from now, which is Persona 4 with mods. I have waited to do Persona 4 Golden with mods. I have waited to do PS4 Golden. Not PS4. Yeah, Persona 4 Golden with mods, P4 Golden. For two reasons. One, I was waiting for the Game Pass version to be out there for people that maybe wanted to play the game. Who knows if the mods are going to work for that? The mod right now, because normally they'd be like, oh, okay, well, everyone's gonna try to work and figure out a way to get this to work, like, because it is possible with Royale. They did get it done with Royale, so maybe they'll be able to do that, or Royal. So maybe they'll be able to figure that out. But really, every version is being updated to 64-bit version from the 32-bit version. So every mod for Persona 4 Golden and including the loader that most people use, is gonna break. It's just gonna be completely broken. So that comes out on a Thursday, and I'm streaming on a Tuesday. So I don't know what mods I'm gonna use. I do know that I want to use mods because I think that'll be way more fun to do that. So I want to use mods for it because I think that's a better time. But I don't know exactly how that's gonna work and which ones I'm gonna use. And there is a chance that I will just play Persona 4 Golden on that night without any mods, because if the mods don't work within those couple days, I won't do it. Or maybe I'll postpone it a week if, like, the updates, like, let me see. What is the latest updates for the Persona 4 mods and researches on Game Banana? Let's see. Yeah, like, someone put in, like, HD models, and, like, probably won't need that anymore, because you won't assume the 64-bit version is going to have better models for because they basically, like, imported the Persona 5 models of all of the Arcana. All right, have they updated this? No, they have not added to the FAQ. So yeah, basically everything's going to get broken, and they're like, do not expect everything to work on day one. Do not expect your saves to work. Maybe make it so that you play offline on Persona and don't get the update to the Steam version. Like, a bunch of stuff. They're just like, nobody's really sure. But there's a lot of cool mods, and I'll be checking them out. Hopefully a lot of them will work. Like, they put Chie's, the original Chie dub voice actress back in the game because Golden had a different voice actress. Someone added experience share. So all your, you have different personas. All your personas can level up. They added in dialogue in there. Added more save points in dungeons. That's an incredible mod. That's definitely a mod I will use if it works. Hopefully that will work. Is the idea that you can have more save states, more saves in it. Sounds very good. Because I have the last time I really played Persona, I was playing Persona 4 on the PS2, a emulated on the PS2, and that's usually how I play Persona 4. I played Golden on a borrowed Vita TV from a friend of mine. That's the last time I played that. So it's been a while since I played Golden. So I'm also just kind of like interested in playing Golden because like I said, it has been a hot minute since I checked that out. All right, we're done with this. We are going to take a pause to the cause, and I'll talk about ways you can support the channel. We'll talk about some manga and some anime. So, Mjan, I will say that Golden does downplay some of because it is a shorter experience of the game and a condensed experience of 4, because they have to focus on the new character that got added. Some of the transphobia doesn't transfer from one game to the other. It's still there in many ways, unfortunately. But it doesn't... Some of those scenes just aren't in Golden because it's a truncated version of 4 with the new character and all that. So yes. So it is in some ways better. Anyway, let's go over to this screen here. And I'm gonna talk to you about ways you can support the channel. And then we'll talk about some manga and some anime, and I'll keep working on this kit. We just had him throw in the Barricade, the Lego, the Scythe emote. Throw those emotes in there. The tier 2 blue emote if you are a tier 2 subscriber. Subscribing is the easiest way to support what I do here, and I appreciate everyone who is a subscriber. Thank you very much. We are currently over 40 subscribers, so I do not have to try to get more of those. Really appreciate that. Thank you for everybody that's taking the time to do that. Subscribing is the easiest way to support what I do here through Cash Money or your Prime Gaming token. If you have Amazon Prime linked with your Twitch, you can bind those together. You can use it on me, or if you're not using it on me, use for somebody. Please support somebody out there with your token. There are other ways to support what I do here. Gifting a sub. You can gift a sub to somebody here if that's something you'd like to do. We'll quickly talk through ways you can support what I do here, and then we'll get back to the building. And I also have a link for you to check out that I think is cool, which is my anime top 10 list for 2020. So I'd like to plug that. Let's see. Other things we could talk about here. You could join my Patreon at patreon.com/PatBaer. There's a $1, $3, $5, and $10 tier, and there are different rewards for the different tiers. Take a look and see if there's something there that strikes your fancy, and you'd be like, "Oh, I would like to join Pat's Patreon. Let me go take a look at that. See if there's something there for you." You could go to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/PatBaer. You could subscribe for free, or you could join, become a member over on YouTube. And for just $2 a month, you get my Wednesday videos on Tuesday. And let me tell you, the one that I'm putting that goes live for everybody on Wednesday, this one, I think it's good. I think you'll like it. I think it's fun. It's good. I don't know what else to say. I think you'll enjoy it. If you don't want to support me on a monthly basis, but you'd like to help me out now and again, you can make a direct donation through PayPal or Stream Elements or through Coffee. Everything I make through direct donations through YouTube, which includes AdSense, so watch my videos. Through Patreon and through Twitch, all goes into a fund, and I buy model kits. Most of this kit was purchased with an Amazon gift card, but not all of it. Some of it had to be purchased with funds, and those funds came in part from you. So thank you very much for your continued support. Now, I have a backlog of things that I will be happy to build, but you could say, no, Pat, instead buy the thing that I bought for you by taking a look at my Amazon wish list and buying something from there. I know that somebody out there bought stuff from my Amazon wish list. I don't know when it'll arrive, but I assume the next thing I'll build, unless it comes late, is the thing that was purchased off there. But you can find something there that you think you'd like to see me build. It'll jump the queue, become the next thing I build, and I'll shoot a mailbag video about the thing. I've got Lego sets, model kits, inexpensive kits, expensive kits. There's a few things in here that are like in the $20 to $30 range, which is very good for a high-grade model kit at this time. Under 30 for a high grade is unfortunately very good for Amazon. But there's a bunch of stuff in there that I just put in there, like the High Gog, which is a weird-looking kit, and the Zegok E, which is another weird-looking kit. I put in some kits that are funky and fun-looking that I would be happy to build. The Hazel 2, which is just a classic-looking, nice-looking kit. Bunch of different things. Different prices there. Some reasonable, some not so reasonable. I would be happy to build any of those kits on this list. And there's some gear at the bottom that is expensive gear, but would be helpful for me to have, like an office chair. So I'm not just sitting on a cushion on this chair, which is fine, but not ideal. Bunch of different things. Take a look at that, see if there's something there that sparks your interest. We also have alternative to that. I got a Throne wish list over on Throne. Take a look at that. Different options there. Another wish list. And, of course, you could buy a gift card to USA Gundam Store and send me a DM on Twitter or a whisper here on Twitch. And I'll tell you that. If you give me a gift card to USA Gundam Store, I'm going to try to buy something from G-Witch, something from Mobile Suit Gundam, Witch from Mercury. that's probably what I'll end up picking up off of from there if they have anything in stock. Because I've only built one kit. You can see behind me. I've only built one. I would probably like to build more. Let's see. If you want to support me for free with no money down, join my Discord. My Discord is full of lovely people and is a great little community. Couple of video links for you to check out. Please watch Pat Baer's Anime Club. The newest episode of Pat Baer's Anime Club came out today. It is my 2022 top 10 list. If you want to know what my 10 favorite anime shows were for 2022, there's a video you can watch. It's 33 minutes because I had a lot to talk about. If you would rather read that list, you can read my top 10 list, which is on co-host. My list used to be on Giant Bomb, but last year they just put out content and then later were like, well, if you send us something, we'll make a list. And I didn't, because I did not want to write my list at the end of 2022 in a rush because one of the shows hadn't ended yet that I thought was going to be pretty high on my list. Also, I think they should have reached out to people instead of just not doing that and then responding to some people when they asked, like, hey, are there going to be guest lists? I think it was handled poorly. I know that people there are doing their fucking best, and I don't have no disrespect to them because they are doing their best in a not great situation. But still, send a blanket email that says, hey, we're not doing guest lists this year. Thank you so much. So anyway, I got my top 10 list. I did it on co-host. Read my top 10 list. Watch the video. And then Pat Baer's Anime Club. That's Pat Baer's Anime Club there. And then Baerly Rehearsed, where I write a piece of comedy and then perform it, and I barely rehearse it, but I only record like the second or third take. So I do some rehearsal. Please watch this episode of Baerly Rehearsed, the second one that I did. I have a new one coming up this week. This one is based on me watching a movie trailer and deciding, oh, wait. Nick Cage only put out a couple movies last year, and he only has a couple coming out in 2023, and they all are good. Is Nick Cage back? And then that idea spawned the piece that I performed there, Baerly Rehearsed. So take a look at that. I think it turned out good. And those are my plugs. And I will just say that we're going to talk about some manga and then talk about some anime, because I only have 2 anime shows to talk about. One of them, which comes out on Saturday, and I'm just like, Saturday's busy, so now I talk about it on Monday. I got to find a third anime for Monday, because right now, like I said, it's only 2 shows. But we'll start with a piece of manga, because it's Manga Monday. And we will dramatically transition back to the overhead, and I will drink some water, because now I do need some water. I didn't need it 47 minutes ago, but I do need it now. So let's do that. Water. I needed it, and now I had it. All right, friends, let's talk about a manga. I'm going to retweet my tweet, actually, to see if we can maybe get a few more friends joining us tonight, to see if we can get a couple more people to come by, because we lost a few viewers, which is fine. It's understandable. It happens. I'm not mad about it, but I would like more people to be watching what I do. We need F here for the parts that are from the old kit. The Strange Adventure of a Broke Mercenary. This is not an isekai. You heard me right. It is not a reincarnation story. It is not a different world story. It is not a time regression story. This is a manga about a dude that is pretty great at being a mercenary. And now he's trying to figure out how to be okay at being an adventurer. It's a little bit of, I'm too old for this shit, but it's mostly, I'm overqualified for the shit rank that I'm at. Anyway, the backstory of our dude is, he was in a mercenary group. They were great. He's kind of legendary in that group. But they got destroyed. They got hired for a job in I believe it was in a war, and they got wiped out. and he got separated from the people that were part of it. He doesn't know who survived. He believes that other people may have survived if he survived, but he doesn't know where they're at or how to get in touch with them. And he's stuck. So he's like, all right, well, I guess I'll have to like become an adventurer. And he's never really crossed paths with Vader too much, but he gets the gist of it. Anyway, turns out it is somewhat difficult to become an adventurer when you're older, when you haven't done it for a while, and you don't have like a name in it. And so you end up working with dumbasses. And the first group he works with, there are three of them that know that, like, there are two people that grew up together. One person they added in immediately, and then another person they just randomly picked up who is a healer. The three of them are dumbasses. They don't know what they're doing. They definitely do not like the fact that this guy who is low rank is telling them what to do because, yeah, he might not know adventuring, but he does know killing things and, like, you know, fucking not being prepared when on jobs and stuff like that. So they don't like him. They get fucking... Those people get fucking murdered, just so you know. It is one of the quickest... Oh shit. We fucked up. Like, it's not that many chapters in when they are pretty much donezo. Leaving the recently added healer... who can only heal once a day, which felt weird, but like does get explained somewhat what's going on with her, and our mercenary who are in over their heads like pretty much instantly and are just fucking doing their best. And then things get weirder and more complicated, and there are some introductions to other characters, and basically they're now stuck together because he had a bunch of medical bills, and she covered them. Now, one of the reasons why they're sticking together is because of that. She's basically like kind of keeping him. There's probably a bigger reason other than her being interested in him why she is Lapis. Her name is why she is like going out of her way to. Like force him to be indebted to her. There's probably more to it than just like, oh, he's strong and will probably help me. He is accepting of her immediately when he learns her secret, which is nice. We love that. We love acceptance. We love oddly immediate acceptance of like, we all got our circumstances. Okay, sure. You didn't try to kill me, so I guess we're good, which I think is fun. And right now we are in an arc where a thing is happening that I'm pretty much sure that I know what the twist is, and it's not really a twist, and it does feel like we, the viewer, are way ahead of everyone else. Like, shit's going really bad, and there are, like, very strong zombies. And it's, in my opinion, incredibly obvious where these very strong zombies came from and why they are around. But the characters in the story have not quite figured that out yet, and that is weird, in my opinion. So I'm not thrilled with that. But otherwise, I think The Strange Adventure of a Broke Mercenary is pretty good. I'm gonna keep checking it out. You know, like I am by no means done with it. It's definitely keeping my interest, but it is a little odd. It's a little bit of an odd one. Okay. And like I said before, I have 2 anime to talk to you about, so we will talk about some anime. I'm watching the Reincarnation of the Strongest Exorcist in Another World and Handyman Saitou in Another World. Both are isekai. As you can tell, one of them is a reincarnation isekai story. That is going some places. It's making some interesting choices. I just did not have any interest in watching today's episode of, or yesterday's episode of, just to explain myself, because I talked about the first episode last week. We're now getting past the manga in the, By the Grace of the Gods, season 2, and yeah, it's fine. I just, nothing really happens in that show, so I was just like, I'm not going to talk about it. I like it. I'm going to keep watching it, but I wasn't I didn't have a strong desire to watch that today, so I did not end up watching it. Oh, this just fell apart. So I was going to panel line this, and then it just kind of flumped out on me. Is this going the right way? Is it supposed to be like this? No, that doesn't. Nope, that's not right. So it's got to be this way. It just didn't want to. Just doesn't want to make a seal. Weird. All right, whatever. We'll figure it out. I got to panel line this, and then we'll attach it, and then we'll build the new parts that go on top of it as well in a moment. Yeah, this just keeps popping up. I don't know why. Is this not on tight enough? This looks like it's on tight enough. Sorry, everybody. I'll figure this out here in a moment, and then we'll be able to continue talking about things. Okay, Reincarnation, the strongest exorcist in another world. Last episode, which was the first one, we had our guy. He's now named Sika. He was the strongest exorcist in a different version of Japan, and he was very strong, but he got betrayed by the government that he worked for, the royal family, because everyone knew that he was badass, and they were like, fuck, this dude is too strong. So he realized, hey, I'm not going to be a wallflower in this world, but also I'm going to be a little more cunning and a little more plotting. So when a monster showed up, he defeated that monster, and he did it in front of people so that they would know that he is strong as hell. He did it on purpose with witnesses, and his dad saw it. So his dad is like, hey, you can get a reward, whatever you want, because you saved everybody, and you're clearly stronger than we gave you credit for. And he's like, okay, I would like to go to the Magic Academy. That is the wish that I have, is to go to the Magic Academy. The only problem is, apparently, I'm not sure if he knew this, but only one person from every generation of their family can go. And his older brother Gil, who we know sucks shit. We know that he's a shitty dude and mean and awful. Who was hiding hiding instead of trying to face this monster. We know that he is the one that's supposed to go. So, well, that's not going to work out. And the dad, which I think is very funny, because apparently he's been thinking, I shouldn't send my son to magic school because he has the aptitude, but he's like an asshole and he's good with a sword. So I've actually been thinking about sending him to the military academy instead, so we can get some discipline. But then Gilly's just like, hey, why don't we have a duel instead? And let's settle it with a duel. Now, that sounds fine. Obviously, because this guy sucks, he isn't waiting for the duel. He wants to attack his younger brother and hurt him so much that his younger brother has to concede the fight the next day. And when I tell you how easily this fucking dude got his ass kicked by his younger brother, it is amazing. And he's just like, this is impossible. And it's like, it's clearly not. Like, he even just says like, well, it's obviously happening to you right now, man. It's not impossible. This is reality. He just gets his ass whooped easily because our boy does not have magic, traditional magic, but he does know all of his exorcist skills. So he can do all that shit. And does not worry. Let's see. So he wins. They don't even have a duel. And then, he's still pretty cold and pretty calculated. That is the thing with our main character. Our main character is overpowered, but he's not like a hero. He's a guy that hasn't really gotten over the fact that he was betrayed in his last life. And he's just like, look, I'm not like opposed to helping people, but I'm not out here to like, like, I'm not going to get taken advantage of in this life, basically, is what he's saying. He's not going out like that this time. So he gets accepted to the Magic Academy. Also, his servant, whose name I don't remember, I wrote it down, Leafa. We met Leafa in episode 1. She has an affinity for fire. We also learn she has an affinity for for wind. And we learn that the better equipment they have at the academy still can't see any magic ability in our guy, which means that people think that he is only in the Magic Academy because of nepotism, which is not true. He's very strong, and they'll find out soon. But anyway, we get introduced to a character who immediately is presented as if she is going to be like fucking pissed off about all of this. Amiu, we imagine immediately is going to be like shitty about the fact that he's got these, that he's in the school. But no, instead, she immediately takes a liking to them and wants to hang out with them. And it feels a little off. And I'm like, what's going on with that? Especially because our dude is like, has a deja vu sense where he like knows her. Is she also a reincarnation? What's going on? We don't know. But that's where we end it. I'm going to keep watching this show. The action is pretty good. I like that he is a little bit more of a realist, where he's like not looking to be like a superhero, but he is like not a pushover, and I kind of appreciate that. That he's just like, yeah, that's not what I'm looking for, and he is strong. He'll run into some situations, but right now, he's got no issues taking care of business and using his cool, weird magic. And yeah, I'm enjoying it. The other anime that I am watching to talk about here is Handyman Saitou in Another World, which is a lot of short little interconnected stories, sometimes not even featuring our main character, who is Saitou, who was a handyman. He was a very good handyman that worked at a big department store, and people like took advantage of how good he was, and kind of he has self-worth issues, but is still doing his thing. Lots of stuff. So he's traveling with somebody who we find out has a crippling fear of creepy, crawly, slimy creatures. So he ends up having to kill a Hydra eel, and then he ends up cooking it up, which is great because. This is another anime in the long line of anime out there where turns out Japanese cooking rules and people in another world love it. This is one of those shows. Just like Campfire Cooking in Another World. Is this supposed to go like that? Or like that? No, that doesn't open up. All right. Sorry, I thought I might have put this on wrong, but apparently I did it right the first time. So hold on. Fix it. All right, great. We are done with the second leg. We are pretty much almost body complete on this kit. Let's see. When do we do? Before completing step 9 on page 15. So that's done with that. Before completing step 9 page 15, do this. Okay. All right. So we've got some time on this stream here, friends. Let's start working on the parts that go on the legs here. We have not done the side skirts, but we are going to do the leg supports. Oh, I also have to get this leg to pop in. Hey, welcome, fish. It's going good. I'm talking about Handyman Saitou in Another World, which is a fun, very easy slice of life adventure series about a dude who is suddenly ends up in another world, and he doesn't have crazy superpowers. He just has all his handyman skills, which they spend a good portion of episode 1 just like the people there being like, you can like pick locks on stuff, and you have all these abilities we don't. Like, Don't put yourself down. You're incredibly valuable, even if you're not like a strong fighter. Because in this episode, it ends with um, he's saved from dying because there is an iron golem. So he gets like in over his head a bit and ends up getting saved by the fighter. Let's see. There are some new characters that get introduced. The king is It's a weird thing where like sounds like fun. There's a weird thing here where the king of the country, who is lonely, ends up making friends with the head, the literal decapitated head of the demon king, because the head is still alive, and so they're making a friend. It's very fucking weird. There are some elements of this show that are wonderfully weird, and I enjoy them. All right, so we're working on our tank treads here. These are going to be the extenders here. We can do these at the same time. So let's build our tank treads. Basically, this thing, because it's so heavy with all its extra missiles and such, it needs leg supports. So we are building the leg supports for this kit, which is fun. Let's see. Anything else from Handyman Saitou that I want to tell you about? There's a curse. A bunch of people have been cursed by the moon goddess. That might come up later. I assume it will. This is not a manga that I have read. I have not read Handyman Saitou in Another World. So I am just going off of like watching the anime, and I'm enjoying it. It is fun. It is very breezy. It's like, I know I haven't gone like super great detail about it because it is just like, here's the next thing, and we move on there. Like, and you just move to the next thing, and we don't stick around causing any trouble. But it is enjoyable. It's an enjoyable watch. I would say, like, yeah, if you're looking for something kind of light and easy, it's pretty light and easy. I would say that about most of the stuff that I am watching this season. Most of the stuff I'm watching this season feels very disposable, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. Like, I think Endo and Kobayashi Live, the latest on the tsundere villainess Lizelette, is the best show this season. It's my favorite show this season, I would say, because it's doing something interesting and unique. Because it is dealing with dating game stuff, like otome game stuff, but from a different perspective. It's not an isekai. It's not a reincarnation story. It is a what would happen if video game characters could hear you talking as you played it. It is like, what if a Let's Play could directly not just affect the gameplay, but affect the people that are in the game, which I think is an interesting premise. I think that's a very cool premise. So that, I think, is my favorite show so far. All right, so we need 4 and 5 on here. So we'll get 4 and 5 out of this. Do it twice, because we can do 2 of these at once. Yeah, like Farming Life in Another World is a really easy. It's a very enjoyable, easy watch. That's like, yeah, that's like so easy to pick up and enjoy. Campfire Cooking in Another World with my absurd skill is like, I can't wait for the slime to show up. I think that's coming soon because Shu, the slime, is like the best character in it. It's like, without a doubt, just like such a fun, silly character that I totally enjoy. So like, I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, this is a fun one. That is a fun series. I've only been 1 episode in. Revolution, the magical revolution of the reincarnated princess and the genius young lady, I think is really strong. It's queer as shit, and that's great. It is awesome to have a Yuri isekai. Beyond the fact that it's so rare these days to have a female protagonist in an isekai that wasn't a dude in former life. But also have the one that is just like unapologetically like a queer story. That is just nice. Tomo-chan as a Girl is a very fun romantic comedy. Ice Guy and His Cool Female Colleague, also a good romantic comedy. So we got a couple of those. I'm probably going to start looking at the stuff that I didn't end up picking up immediately. Because I don't know if Buddy Daddies and saving 80,000 gold in another world for my retirement, I don't know if I'm going to actually stick with either of those. So I might have room on my Friday, Saturday for another show. I got to look at it. I got to figure it out. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. Is anybody playing any video games right now? Anybody got any games they want to talk to me about? We got some time left in the stream. You playing anything? I mean, I'm basically just doing Hearthstone these days right now. Playing a lot of Hearthstone. Trying to get enough gold for the mid expansion mini set that comes out. Just want to have some gold there. Fish says, Marvel Snap has replaced Hearthstone for me for the most part. Yeah, I've gotten to the point where, like, the amount of stuff I get in Marvel Snap is not enough to satisfy me. Like, the amount of, like, free stuff that you can get in that game is just not enough. I think it is a good game. I am not here to say that it is a bad time or anything. But I am kind of at the point where I'm like, I would really, like, I'd like a little bit more of an experience. Like, it's good. It's just not. It's a bit of slow drip even if you throw money at it. Yeah, totally. It's just like a little bit too, like, slow of a feed of cool shit that I'm just like, I don't know. And it also feels like I never have exactly what I need for the deck I want, and I'm not. It's just like luck to get that. Where at least with Hearthstone, I could be like, okay, I want these two cards to make this deck work. I can play enough to get enough gold from quests to dust that gold to then craft the thing that I want. Like, it's a slow process, but eventually you can build the deck that you want to build. And then eventually, and then find out that the deck you wanted to build isn't actually good, and you didn't need to buy that, but whatever, it happens. But Marvel Snap feels like it wants to be slow in every way, including progressing through and getting all the shit that you want, which I don't necessarily love, but I do respect that it does want to take its time. Lord Crashton said, I played some One Piece Odyssey, which is fun so far. I'm the Alabaster arc that's been changed up a bit since it's a memory thing. Okay. Yeah, I haven't been paying attention at all to anything about Odyssey. I am basically unaware of what's going on with that particular game, but I'm glad you're having a good time with it. Is anybody else playing any video games that they want to chat about or watching anything? I'll say this, because you may have wondered why I didn't talk about it. I have not watched the first episode of the Last of Us TV show because I don't want to. I just don't have any interest in watching that. If you're watching it, great. If you enjoyed it, great. If you didn't enjoy it, I'm sorry. I hope you find something you like out there. But I just don't have any interest in watching that. And the fucking... Luckily, the discourse has been like, oh, this is good. And that drowns out the... We're trying to finally make a good video game adaptation. Which, look, are there a lot of bad video game adaptations out there? Yes. But are there fucking recently good adaptations? 100%. And the presupposing that, well, we're going to be the first ones to do it is just bonkers to me. Like, you can be like, we're going to be the best ones to do it, I guess. That's what they're saying. But it's like, finally, a good video game adaptation. We've been waiting so long. And it's just like, no. Fuck off. That's definitely, like, no. Like, there aren't a lot, but there are still plenty. Come on. There are some new DBZ Kakarot DLC. I played through the Bardock story. Really fun. Nice and done. You know, Goku's dad. Just gives Goku's dad some time to shine. That's fun. Okay, so we got to put on the connector parts here. We'll do the right leg first. We're going to put these leg extensions on so we can put these struts on. Let's see. I did play the follow-up to Baba Is You called Baba Files Taxes, which is a fun short game that is free on itch.io. Lord Crasher did that rules. I didn't know there was a Baba Is You follow-up that is free on itch. That's very fun. Hell yeah. Thank you for letting me know. Did not know about that. That's cool. And then Lashberg says, I just started Alabasta. It's weird that the demo was harder than the actual game so far. I mean, that's probably just feedback. Their feedback was probably like, hey, this is hard and not fun. And they were like, okay. And it probably ramps up to being more difficult. That's my assumption. Don't take my word for it because I haven't played that. But that's my assumption would be that they were just like, hey, this is hard. Why did you do this? And they were like, oh yeah. What do I need? WB. Oh, it's XBM. WB6. Here they are. The last parts on these new ones. The demo came out like days before the game. Oh, I thought it was an early demo, and maybe they just got feedback. No, okay. It's a pretty easy game for what I've played so far, says Lord Crashington. Okay, weird, yeah. That is weird. That they had the demo was harder. Yeah, that is strange. Because you would imagine a hard demo would maybe turn off people that would like it to start. But yeah, then maybe it just ramps up really quickly. And they did not ramp up the demo. They just started hard in the demo. I don't know. But that is odd. Yeah, you think that like a hard demo would turn people off. You think they'd make the demo easier than the game instead of the other way around to like not trick people but like hook people on the gameplay and then be like, haha, now struggle a little bit with it. All right, we got to put the legs on here. We're going to do the, let's see, is it okay? This is the thing I always forget, so I'm going to look at this. Okay, so this leg is the left leg, so this is the right leg. Apparently we should have done this before I put it all together, but whatever. So this is the right leg. So I got to put the right leg on here. And we'll go to... Oh, yeah, I can see that. Duh. Of course. So this has to go in this. And this goes like this. And they go into the side parts here, which is why we had to do the legs differently than other legs, because they have to... These have to clip in on the sides, and then this will go in here like this, so the legs can stand up like that, and then they fold down eventually, I guess, although I don't know exactly how they go down. So they just kind of, okay, so it goes like this. Then it goes up all the way and then down like that. So that's how it braces like that. That's cool. So it goes like that and then that. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's do the other leg. It's a pretty easy game. They arrive on an island at level 40, and then the girl steals all their powers and turns them into cubes to put all the island. Well, okay. I did get one spoiler for later One Piece, which is that Chopper's 50 bell bounty only doubles to 100 bells, because I'm assuming that the world government still thinks he's a pet. Yes! Chopper is still considered a pet. That is a running gag in One Piece that does not go away. Chopper is not considered a crew member that can turn into... And especially, eventually, where Chopper has his moments of being awesome, but even if he isn't awesome... He's still an unbelievably intelligent doctor. He's still one of the best doctors in the world. Now, obviously, there are a couple doctors that are better than him, but literally, one of them is better than him only because he's as being a surgeon and not in any other way, shape, or form. And then one of them is better than him because his devil fruit allows him to have like fire that heals people. So he's not even like, I mean, he has studied medicine, but like he's a better doctor because of like cool magics. But yeah, I mean, Chopper is still a brilliant surgeon and a doctor and physician, I should say, not surgeon. He does need some respect, but that is the joke. He literally turns into a kaiju and fucks up Scene's lobby. Yes! You know, he turns into a big monster. But, like, people don't know that that's him because he turned into it. They just think that there's, like, a little weird reindeer guy that hangs out and must be the pet. And it's disrespectful to Chopper. But it is a running gag that apparently is loved by the staff. Okay, why did this not work out? This is like annoying because like it should be a tight fit because it has to support stuff. But also I'm gonna want to separate this thing later because I'm gonna want to put all of these on the other legs. So okay, so now this goes in like this. We'll just put it like that. Okay. And then like that to lock in place. Like pops the foot, part of the foot pops off, which we don't want. But anyway, so it can stand like this, and then what you really want to do is have it lower like that. These are just like these tank treads unfortunately don't roll, which I totally understand why they don't. It would be cool if they did. But yeah, this is just like the supports this kit needs so that it can do all its cool shit. And that is all of the new stuff left on this kit. Our next stream, which will be on Thursday, so that is the end of this extra stuff. We don't need this anymore. Our next kit on Thursday, next Thursday, we'll build the backpack, we'll build the side skirts, and we'll build the gun and the knife and the shield and the backpack. And then this kit will be done, and then we'll take all this cool shit, the side stuff, and we'll put it on the other kit that I have here. The other Heavyarms is the Heavyarms from Endless Waltz. You're not a fan of Sanji and Usopp having sketchy chin beards in the time skip? Yeah, they go through some changes. Everybody's growing up. Usopp goes through a lot of changes over the years. Some good, some not as good. Some of his design choices are not great for Usopp, but some of them are pretty all right. Let's see how this looks because I put So now I can do that because I have to open up everything here and show all of this. So I'm gonna have to take a side shot of all this stuff here. We'll open all these up because I got to show off the new shit. But yeah, this is all the new stuff and the old versions, and I'll show it to you in a second. But I love to pop open all of the rockets when I take the photo at the end of the stream. So we'll just do that. The back ones can't lift up anymore because of all of this. And then I believe the easiest way to do this is with just kind of pop these open. Oh, that works. You just do it like that. The one knock I have in One Piece, like you said, is the pre-order DLC. This is Odyssey. Is the classic outfits, but they don't work in the cutscenes. Oh, so it's only in the game. They didn't change it in the cutscenes. Yeah, that's annoying. You think that they would have that go throughout. That is weird. Yeah, I haven't really looked at that game too much because I usually don't put a lot of faith in anime games that aren't jumbled up mess fighting games, which are usually pretty fun. But just like story games, like I know there are like a couple really good Naruto games out there, but I never gave any of them a chance because I was like, I just don't think that's gonna be good. So I just never went for it. Well, I think I need to open these side ones first. These are not the easiest things to open. Which, this is a premium Bandai kit. So I would like it to be easier to open these, but I totally understand why they're... This was not a mass market thing. This is pretty hard to track down, I will say. Like, they made a bunch of them, but they didn't make, like, a bunch of them. Odyssey might be the best One Piece game. Not like this high bar. Yeah, that never seemed like the highest bar to have to cross. These are frustrating, y'all. Also, I will say this. I understand that the military aspect of this, I don't like that these are green. I wish these were white. I wish these are white instead of this green color, because I don't think or red or orange, because there's not enough orange on this kit. There's never been enough orange. But, like, why do they add more of them and make the choice? Like, I know that these are the parts that are supposed to be, like, abandoned eventually because you use all the rockets and you just, like, discharge them. But maybe canonically in the manga, there is a good explanation why these are green, but they just look weird in my opinion. It just feels like a bad choice. The Odyssey demo seemed like you really need to know the story versus Dragon Ball Kakarot. Actually, just the characters, it did look good. Yeah, it might be that you need to know the characters, or the demo is just... The demo didn't, like, waste its time being like, hey, it's One Piece. Come on. There's 1,000 episodes. Like, we're not going to do this here in the demo. We're not in the demo going to be like, Luffy. Who's Luffy? What's the One Piece? Like, they must have just decided they weren't going to do that shit. Okay. Sorry. These are actually annoying to open. I've now decided. I went from, these are kind of annoying to, these are actually very annoying to open. All right. They're all open. I'll now tilt this so you can see. We got the runners. We got all of the missiles in here. All of that. The chest guns. The skirt guns here. We haven't done the side skirts yet. That's the only part we need on the main kit. And then the side rockets. All of the many side rockets, both back and middle. These are new. This is all new. There we go. That's going to do it for tonight's stream. Again, I will be back on Thursday to complete this kit. I have to build the side skirts, the backpack, and the weapons. And then I will do a poll tomorrow for my $10 patrons on what to build next. But I do know there's something in the mail, so that'll actually be what's next. But I can always pick what I'm doing after that. So I might wait till Wednesday to see if that item comes. No, I'll still, tomorrow or Wednesday, there'll be a poll for my patrons about what I'm building next. The game is like a new movie in terms of story stuff, though they do have nice recap stuff once you revisit the prior arcs. Okay, like at the end of the day, folks, chat, you have talked more about One Piece Odyssey than anyone I know. So great. But okay, I don't know what to tell you. I'm not going to play the video game, so I don't know. I don't know what else to tell you. But yeah, this is the most I've heard about this game is the couple of you that have played it. That's not to say other people aren't playing it, and maybe it's a fucking big hit, but I don't know. Anyway, we're going to raid. That is how we end every stream here, is we're going to find somebody doing shit out there that we like, and we're going to go send them some love. So we'll go find somebody doing cool stuff out there and go give them a raid. It is Monday, so let's see if our friend is streaming. Mary Kish is streaming. We always raid Mary on Mondays because she only streams on Mondays. So let's go. Mary is playing Moncage. I don't know what Moncage is, but we're going to go check out this indie game that Mary is playing. Thank you all so much for hanging out. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Please come on this raid because, like, Mary rules and you'll enjoy hanging out with her. So come along on this. Thank you so much for tuning in. Tomorrow night, 9 p.m. Eastern, CPU versus CPU matches in WWE 2K22. I did it right this time. Some AEW wrestlers. Some people that I've shown before. I got a backstage brawl featuring a beloved video game character facing an AEW character that I have met in real life. And so that's fun for me. Thanks so much for watching this. I hope you have a great rest of your night. Let's go raid Mary Kish. Goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. Goodbye.